Hello, world. If you have a few minutes, I'd like to take some time to explain and solve all of the issues of the world today. Might be kind of important, might be a little interesting. Let's start with race. No, not the Boston Marathon, the race issue. Young black men getting shot by stupid ass racist police. It's pretty stupid. But who's stupid, the police or the young black men? If Black Lives Matter so much, why don't we tell it to the young black men? If you don't defy the cops and you don't resist arrest, you don't get shot. If you defy an arrest and resist, and that happens to be, unfortunately, tied in with you having the really bad luck of hooking up with one of these asshole racist cops, then they're going to shoot you. So don't do it. Just go with them, get downtown, get booked, have your court date, and if you have an argument and you think you're innocent, tell it to the judge, not the cop. Assume that the cop is an asshole racist. Okay, simple as that. Problem solved. Next, immigration. Excuse me. The problem is undocumented immigrants. So the solution is document the undocumented. Give them a temporary social security number. Temporary social security number in English, easy for you to say, starting with the letter T, temporary. Let them work through payroll only. Quadruple the problems, the penalties for working with workers under the table, cash only. No, you can't do that. All workers, including temporary workers, must work through a payroll system. That way we get payroll deductions and they pay into the system rather than sucking out of it. Does that make sense? And then you take the rest of them and deport them. Period. Problem solved. COVID. COVID's a good one. Okay, here's the solution. Very simple. Vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate. Then open all businesses, and then the economy will roar back. You won't believe how much pent-up potential there is in our society, in our economy, and it will come right back. All we have to do is vaccinate everybody. Simple. Next, abortion. Now, let's start with a simple biological premise. Abortion is murder. Period. Abortion is not birth control. You don't go out to a party and say, shit, I got pregnant. Gotta go get rid of it. What an attitude is that? You started a life inside of your body, lady. You don't kill it. That's not your option. That's not family planning. That's stupidity. But, on the other hand, we cannot legislate morality. So, you want to have an abortion? Go right ahead and have it. But the government is certainly not going to pay for it. Period. Climate. Here's a good one. Governor Newsom wants Trump to realize that all of these forest fires and all the problems are due to global warming, and it's somehow Trump's fault. Okay, let's suppose it is. What are we going to do? If we close down all of the coal mines and retool all those coal workers to go over to the coal-fired power plants and retool all those power plants to use solar and wind power, renewable resources, and do all that within a year, plus convert all the cars in the entire country to electric, would that have an effect? It would take at least 5 to 10 years to see any effect, even from all that much of a drastic maneuver. The fact is, look at a graph of the Earth's climate over the past 10,000 years. Every 100 years or so, it bumps up with CO2 and it becomes global warming. It's a natural event. Even if we stop spewing all of the horrible CO2 that we're spewing into the atmosphere right now, you would still have an uptick in the natural global warming cycle. What are you going to do about that? What you do, something you can do to prevent fires, is get an army of bulldozers out there and cut out huge fire breaks around all populated areas in an area that's prone to fire. Then you have a fighting chance. I know embers can fly a mile or so, but at least you're stopping the fire itself from moving along the surface of the earth, of the land. And you can drive your trucks right along that big fire break and knock it down as soon as it hits. That is something that's practical to do. Don't worry about climate change. There's nothing you can really do to help that. Okay? Oh, what's Nick here? Economy. Economy is, well, it's going to bounce back as soon as we vaccinate everybody, but we do have a giant elephant in the room, and that's called the national debt. Thanks to COVID now and all the stimulus checks and garbage that we sent out, the national debt has tripled. We don't even know what it is now. It's several $1 trillion. I mean, more than 22 trillion, which it was before. It might be 40 trillion now. What's a few trillion here and there? Let's pay it off. Come on, people. Taxes aren't that bad. All the Republicans get on board with this tax. It's a national sales tax, is my recommendation. Just a percentage or two. No one will even notice it on your grocery bill or your gas bill or whatever. And within 10, 20 years, we could have the national debt down to only a couple of trillion. And that's manageable. The cost of servicing a debt like we have now is approaching our GNP. And it is just asinine. You tell that to Reagan, he would roll over in his grave. Okay, well, that's just about going to do it. So if there's any other problems, just let me know, because I'll come up with some kind of an answer. Guaranteed. Later.